Do you know just how important Rover is to Mornye? The second anyone mentions Rover, little Mornye's lips curl up into a smile. She's always talking about what her senior once said, the things he did. She gets shy because of him, nervous just at the sight of him. She unconsciously copies the way he does things, and her eyes light up when he praises her.
没错，我就知道你能看出这一点。
Mornye never used to wear hair clips, but her senior told her that if her hair kept falling over her eyes, it would hurt her vision. So Mornye left her lab, a place she almost never stepped out of, went to the market to buy these 2 hair clips. Even after more than 20 years apart, Mornye still tucks her hair back without thinking, hoping he'll glance her way. Mornye spent half her life chasing the project that her senior started. She cried when she was blown away by the reactor and couldn't help him. She overclocked herself recklessly, all to fulfill the great dream of the sunshift ritual. Even on the brink of death when her mind was fading, all she could think about, hazily, was catching up to her senior, afraid she'd fall too far behind.
现在追上你了吗？
You all know Mornye was born with a chronic illness. Her mother quit her job to take care of her. Her father was rarely home, working to pay for her sky-high medical bills and checkups. Her parents fought constantly because of her. When she was little, to stop them from arguing, she'd crawl from her bed to her wheelchair and throw herself onto the floor on purpose. Mornye propped up her numb lower half with her arms, blood on her forehead, and watched as her mother pulled her into a hug, crying from exhaustion. That was when she realized her very existence felt like a burden. At school, Mornye was quiet and withdrawn. Because of her legs, she poured all her energy into her studies. Classmates didn't like how she responded to their kindness. Once they lost the satisfaction of being kind, they began to exclude her. So she hid away in books and formulas. Later, she awakened her resonance ability. At 16, she received an invitation to start Orch Academy. She became the genius everyone talked about, the teacher's favorite student, the youngest teaching assistant in the department. She stayed up all night working on research reports, volunteered for dangerous experiments, pushed her resonance ability too far time and again, teetering on the edge of overclocking, as if doing so could prove that she was just as worthy of existing as everyone else. One day, she missed her nutritional supplement on time and started to drift in and out of consciousness. She thought, just if, she died like this, would this body of hers at least become one more brick in the foundation of science? Would that be a complete enough ending? It was at that moment that Rover noticed her. He invited her to join a polar expedition. Mornye knew who Rover was. He was the founder of the project she was working on. She'd always loved those golden eyes of his, calm and equal when he looked at anyone, without the pity she'd grown so used to. No one ever invited Mornye to join things like this, so when Rover asked her, she didn't say no. Most of the time, she was no different from the other researchers. She sat in the transport vehicle. Occasionally, when their vehicle couldn't go on, or when there was simply a view worth seeing, Rover would carry her on his back through the snow and wind. Mornye would blush secretly, her face burning. At the end of the expedition, they reached a field of mechanical wreckage. They sat on the ruins and stared up at the sea of stars. Rover asked Mornye, "Do you like the stars? It's because we can see the stars that humans grow curious about the world beyond the sky. I think you all will prove that this seemingly eternal isolation is not the end. One day people will walk toward the stars and the sea by their own will." That was when Mornye realized how tiny she was next to this dream of reaching for the stars. She realized all the pain she'd forced herself to bury. The pain of falling the first time she climbed over the railing, the bitter cold she swallowed when her mother left home, the unspoken looks from her classmates at school, the uneasy calm she felt when imagining ending everything, how tiny it all was. Mornye stared at the starlight. A cold spark of fire ignited in her quiet chest. With a burning pull, it tore apart the piece she'd kept by locking herself in a tiny world. She wanted to reach that future too. She wanted to go further. That was the wish Rover mentioned in the blessing text he sent her, the one she made under the night sky. Now you should understand what kind of feeling Mornye has for Rover. When Mornye breaks her level cap, she has a voice line like this.
我想到第一次去雪原上的感受，风夹杂雪粒，擦过脸颊。一直以来坐在轮椅上的我，第一次感到自己活在这个世界。
That's why you understand the complicated look on Mornye's face when she sees Rover again. 别紧张。 Why did you insist on inviting Rover to the sunshift ritual?
我想让你一起见证那一刻，见证新日的升起，以及人类迈向亲手编织的未来。
She gave up every useless moment, poured all her energy into research, and chased after her senior step by step with her own 2 feet. When you chat with her on the rooftop, if you ask Mornye why she calls you senior, she'll say this.
我有一位朋友， 他因为身体的残疾，在最迷茫的时候，受到了一位前辈的帮助。尽管不久之后，那位前辈就离开了，但那位前辈带给他的影响，还一直留在我的那位朋友身上。所以，只要能有所传授，前辈就一直是前辈。
And when you're about to leave, Mornye will say,
这一次停留的再久一点吧，前辈。